Okay, good evening everyone. So we are group 7. We're the last group who's going to report our lesson plans tonight. Okay, Miss Hermo, you may now proceed.
So good evening, everyone. I'm Miss Hermo, and I'm glad to hear that I'm here to your class. Okay, before that, please arrange your chair, fix yourself, and sit properly, and listen to the discussion for today. Okay, if you have a question, please raise your hand. Okay, let's check your attendance first. So let's assume that I will check the attendance. Okay, nice. All of you is present for today. So before that, let's have some energizer. You know the song and dance Mini Miss You, class. You know that? Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes
Okay.
po.
So good. All of you knows the Mini Miss You dance phase. Um if you don't know the dance step, please follow me. Okay, all right. Okay. Let's practice first before the final performance, okay? Hello. Okay, let's start.
Yes,
Hello,
ma'am.
love people. Buhay. Mini Miss You. Let's sing class. Hello, madlang
Hello,
people.
Madam People.
All
Babu.
mabuhay.
Okay, so I think you know all the steps. So let's start and sing and dance. Okay? So, um, sing tayo guys ha, okay? 1, 2, 3, go! Hello,
Hello, madlang people. Mabuhay.
mini miss you, mini miss. Hello, madlang people, mabuhay. Mini miss you, mini miss you. All right, that's good. All of you have participation for today. Okay, so next slide. So let's assume that the student did play during the face-to-face class. Okay, let's proceed to the topic. So Miss Distor,
Good evening, everyone. Did you enjoy the game? I hope you did
Yes,
enjoy the
ma'am.
game that you play. So, my name is Teacher Giselle and VD Star, and I will be taking over the discussion by showing you a text message. Your point of view. Your mommy sent you a message. The message is, your teacher told me that you failed your math exam. Is it true? Are you okay? Since you are the child of your mommy, what would be your reply? How would you reply to your mom? Can someone reply to the text message? Everyone. Okay. Okay, so now let's proceed to the guide question. May nagtataas na kamay. Si Sir VJ, ay Teacher VJ, can you reply to the text message?
Probably I will reply that because I want to comfort him also that I want to inform her that I'm fine after knowing that the result.
Very good. And now let's proceed to the guide question. Next next slide please. Number 1. Who is the one who sent the message? And what do we call to the person who sent a message? It's what? It's your mommy, right? So how do we call your mommy? It's a sender. Very good. Next question. Who is the one who received the message? It's us, right? Since
receiver.
it's our point of view. So what do we call to the person who received the message? It's yes, very good, receiver. Next question, please. What is the message all about? It's about what? Right, your mom. Very good. Your mommy asking you, how are you after you failed the math exam? Next question, please. So what is the medium they use to communicate with each other? How did how did they communicate to each other? Through
Using
phone?
cell phone.
Yes, very good. Phone, right? Texting. Met by texting. So next question. How did the receiver respond the message from the sender? To what? By replying, right? Very good. By replying to the mom. And last question, is communication important? Why do you think so? Very good. Communication is important because it's used as to share information, right? So now since let's let's proceed to discussion with Teacher VJ. Teacher VJ.
Okay, good evening, everyone. So tonight we're now going to discuss the nature and process of communication. Okay, everyone, when you heard about communication, what comes first on your mind? It's all about expressing our ideas, thoughts, feelings, and emotion. And communication, it came from the Latin word communicare, it means to share. Next slide, please. Okay, so it says here is that communication can broadly be defined as an exchange of ideas, message, and information, just like what I said earlier, that communication is expressing our ideas, thoughts, and emotion. Okay, everyone, when did you still consider that nonverbal is still part of communication?
Yes, yes, sir.
Yes, because it's changed our emotion. And even it's when it's nodding or I'm saying just approve, it's still communication because it's expressing our feelings, our emotion. Next slide, please. Okay, so we're done with the nature of communication. Now, we are now going to proceed to the process of communication. Okay, so bullet number 1 says that the speaker generates an idea. So the speaker is responsible who will generate an idea or a message. And after he generate the message, the receiver will encode it as, or I mean, convert it as a message or a words of an action. After he convert it, the speaker will transmit this as a message or an action. After he send it the message, the receiver will get the message. And then this is the time when the receiver will decode the message and send the message from the receiver that will be called a feedback. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, so we're now done with the process of communication. Now we're now going to proceed to the elements of communication. Okay, so the speaker is a source of information or a message. And so it says is that just like what I said earlier, the speaker is responsible who will create a message or an idea. And the message, this is the time when it is the information coming from the speaker. And encoding encoding is responsible for the speaker or the sender. Again, who is responsible for encoding? Everyone? Yes, very good. It is the speaker or the sender. Next, channel. Channel is the medium or the means such as a personal or non-personal, verbal or non-verbal. So what will happen if you block the channel? Did the receiver will receive the message coming from the sender?
No. No po.
Very good, no, because you've already blocked the channel that the source of sending the message. Next, decoding. Decoding is the process of interpreting. Oh, this is again who is responsible for decoding everyone. It is the sender, I mean the receiver. And after that, after decoding, the receiver or the recipient of the message or someone, just like what I said earlier, is receiver will respond who's responsible for decoding. And a receiver is also responsible for feedback. And context. Context it is say the theme of the message or your conversation or communication. Next, it is a barrier. It is a tool or I mean or a factor that will affect the miscommunication. This is the time when you put a barrier in this in channel. This will serve as a miscommunication. Next slide, please. Okay, so now we're Mama Vanzado will take over the discussion.
All right. So, good evening, everyone. My name is Christine, Miss Christine, and I hope you have learned something. But before we proceed to our group activity, let's um now that we have discussed about the meaning of communication, the process, and its elements, let's review back to the discussion earlier. So for you, what is communication? Anyone? Any idea? Okay, very good. So for the meaning of communication is to convey information by uh, by expressing thoughts and ideas. For our next question, what do we call the person who sends the message?
Sender.
Yes, very good. So the sender is the one who is responsible to that conveys the message. So for our next question, what do we call the person who receives the message? Anyone?
Receiver.
Receiver. Yes, correct. So the receiver is the one who receives the message. And for our last question, what do we call to respond to the person who receives the message?
Feedback.
Very good. So the feedback is the when someone sends a response to a certain message, it is called a feedback. Now that we have wrapped it all of our topic, let's proceed to our group activity. So for our group activity, I will be dividing uh, the class into 4 groups via count of. So each group will be given 50 minutes to discuss and do their activity. After 50 minutes, each group will present their work in front of the class. So for our group 1, you will be creating a short jingle about the process of communication. For group 2, illustrate a symbol that symbolizes the process of communication. For group 3, you will be creating a short role play that shows the process of communication. And for group 4, you will be writing at least 4 to 5 sentences in the given cartolina about what the process of communication is. So let's assume that all of um, each group they did their assigned tasks in face-to-face classes. So now that we have done our group activity, let us now proceed to Miss Cornelio and Carag for our activity.
So, good evening, class. I'm Karen Park, and I'll be the one to take over. for this activity. So get one whole sheet of paper and write your answer on that sheet. So we have 5 questions here about our topic earlier. So I'm going to give you 1 minute to answer the questions, okay? So in our next presenter is Miss Desiree. Desiree.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Desiree Cornelio. So I'll be the one to take over the activity. The assignment. So in a short bond paper, you will illustrate the process of communication and don't forget to color and label it. And you will pass the assignment on our next meeting. That's all, and thank you.
Sir Alvin, okay na.
Tawag dito, excuse. Yung ano, yung insights, i-chat ko na lang ba or sabihin ko na?
Pwede naman sir, dito na lang.
Alright. Yung first kasi, yung kay Ma'am, tawag dito, yung kay Ma'am Hermo, yung sa start, yung sinasabi niya na let's assume. So, dapat continue pa rin yung discussing. Like, discuss niya pa rin yung activity, then sabihin niya na lang na parang, alright, good job everyone. Parang, ayun, natapos niya yung activity niya. Then, yung pangalawa, yung sa'yo, VJ, maganda sana kung isama niyo sa PowerPoint yung, yung in-explain mo kung saan nanggaling yung word na communication. Then, pangatlo, yung sa kulang lang ng examples yung sa discussion nyo, yung sa abstraction nyo, yung mga pictures nung kung paano nagpa-process yung communication. Then, yun lang naman, pero overall, okay naman na siya lahat. Okay naman yung explanation nyo. Pwede nyo nang i-upload yung recording nyo sa Drive.